Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here this morning or this evening or this afternoon, whenever you get a chance to watch this. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you for taking time out of your day, whether you are a returning viewer or you are a new viewer. Usually my channel is knitting, crochet, sewing, and since I had issues with my left side of my body, diamond painting. But today touches on a couple of those things, and then, you know, we'll see how it goes from there. Today is super windy here, so my wind chimes are going nuts. I'm sorry if that bothers you. That is actually a tribute back to my childhood, when my mom had wind chimes outside our house. But anyway, grab you a project, grab you a drink, and hang out with me for a few minutes. I have a couple finished things. I have a story that how one almost broke me. But for everything that I do, I don't let it break me. It might make me cry and it might set me back a little bit, but I always persevere. And if you're returning, if you are one of my normal viewers, you know this. I don't like to give up on anything. Sorry, my laptop was so far forward I couldn't see jack. But anyway, I'm gonna try to make sure everything is set up because I wasn't planning on making a video today. I knew that I wanted to have Monday's video recorded by this tomorrow morning, which is Sunday morning. Today's Saturday, by the way. Because unfortunately my son is still working nights currently. They split my son's team up. So one is working nights and one is working days on different jobs. And that's a compliment, because my son's making an awesome team at their job, and the fact that when they need their top and they can't get both of them on the same job, you know, so when they have a couple jobs that they have got to get done, they'll split them because they know they're that good. And yes, that's a proud bragging mama moment, and I'm not sorry that I did it. But anyway, if you're still here, if you're new and you're still here, let's get into the stuff that I actually got done. Technically, this is done. It's going to take me a little bit to get the ends woven in, but I finally finished my charity blanket. Sorry, I got a hair in my eye. I don't know what's going on. No matter which way I do it, I always end up getting sprigs, and they always get in my hair. My eyes. Sorry. But anyway, so you see that I have... yeah, I lifted my arm up. Anyway, that's coming. But I have a lot of woven ends to weave in. Now, while I am getting better on the left side of my body, it is still very difficult for me to weave in these ends. So it has taken me, I have been done with this for 2 days, and my hand was hurting so bad trying to weave in the ends, I stopped. So I probably have another 30 minutes to an hour worth of weaving in ends. And the reason why I say that long is because it's so much work on this hand. Because I can hold it, I can hold the project, but I can't. I've already told y'all, when I think about telling my hand what to do, it doesn't listen. But when I just instinctively do it, it does its own thing. And I'm getting in my own way, so unfortunately that's just the case right now. But it's done. And I will be I have to weave in the other ends from the Drop in the Pond with the same colorways. I have to weave in those in, but I will get all 4 blankets delivered to the Red Cross before January 19th. Now, as for the 2026 stash busting challenge that I have going for myself, which if you're new here, I'll do a quick recap. It is, I'm going to use 2,026 grams of yarn for knitting, and then 2,026 grams of yarn for crochet. I got that off of a podcast a while back, and I decided this is the new year. This is when I'm going to implement this. So I've already started with a scarf that I think that I'm almost done with. I have to measure it to see. I did that in another video. It says 2026 stash busting challenge. Actually, I think that's the name of it. I have my laptop open underneath you, so okay, no, it just says 2026 stash busting. But anyway, I have gotten lots of great recommendations, and I'm not going to actually, let me revise what I was about to say. I have taken a lot of your suggestions, and I've looked at different channels, and I've looked at the things that you've shown me, whether you've emailed me or you commented on my video. I've checked it out, and I think a lot of that is great. I don't know, the only thing is I don't know if I'm going to be doing blankets right now. Blankets were the first thing that I got back into as I was trying to get to do therapy on my left hand and everything to make it move. But I'm kind of done with blankets for the moment. Unless I do some kind of small things and just join them, and I'm not even going to say granny squares, because I really don't want to do granny squares. I have my scraps that I do granny squares with just randomly. But that's not even part of my stash busting. But for the stash busting, yes, I can use a lot of yarn in a blanket, and I'm going to start, I wouldn't mind maybe a blanket every other month. So, not counting these, because these are technically part of 2025s. Those are not part of my stash busting. Because I had planned on having those done to Red Cross by mid-December. And unfortunately, with everything that went on in October, I couldn't do that. So, those don't count. But okay, there we go. And I do know that they use a lot of yarn, so I may do one every other month so that I can have some built up for next December, or this coming December of 2026, to donate. Now, we're going to flip things around. I do want to do hats and scarves. I don't know. I'm so torn, y'all. Because I want to get a lot of my stash done. And I want to use only stash for that 2026 stash busting challenge. So, but there's other things I want to do. In fact, this week I recorded this video probably a week ago, but I had to get everything lined up to where I could get it to my son to edit it. And it's mainly a talking video, and I'm showing you different patterns and what this is going to be. It's an introduction video of another challenge that I've been doing, or that I've been working on. I'm already working ahead, even though you'll see the video this week. I've already been working toward the second video of that series. So I've been working really hard. I'm not even gonna lie, I've been tired. Y'all know I haven't been sleeping, but I finally got my pillow in yesterday, and I'm excited because I slept on it last night, and it's a nectar pillow. And one of my sons asked for it 1 or 2 Christmases ago, and it is a very expensive pillow. A very expensive pillow. It was $90 for a pillow. I know. Insane. But you know, he has a nectar bed, which a friend actually gave to him because when it got delivered, it didn't fully unfurl. And when my son got it, it just kind of, after he slept on it for I think it was like a few weeks to a month, it actually flattened out normal. So he got a free bed. And his friend, the company sent his friend another bed, another mattress. So, but anyway, he said he wanted a nectar pillow. And my husband's been having really, really bad time trying to sleep because of his, he's got cervical fusions in his neck. He's had 2. He's had C5 and 6 fused, and then he had C6 and 7 fused. So trying to get him a pillow is really, really hard. But anyway, all of that to say is I actually got the pillow on their recommendation for myself, because I bought my husband one for Christmas and he's loving it. And my pillow's about that thick. Because I always get my husband's cast-offs. I don't buy me pillows. Because I don't need the support my husband needs. So after they don't work for him anymore, I just kind of take them over. But anyway, so my pillow was like that thick. And he said every time he saw me sleeping, I'm sleeping like this because, you know, there's nothing under my head. So I tried it last night, and it was actually a very decent. My neck has to get used to it. It's a little stiff because I'm not so used to having so much support, but I'm going to get used to it. Okay, now back to the yarn stuff. Sorry about that. I want to... The sun is playing hide and seek behind the clouds today, but y'all hear the wind chime. It hasn't stopped, so the wind's just constantly blowing the clouds. My wind chimes went like that. They were vertical. I mean, horizontal. Not vertical. They were vertical and then they went horizontal. But anyway, so I do have a couple more ideas. And in fact, Laura sent me a couple ideas. And I can't remember right this minute who actually, you know what? Let me go back over here, because a couple of you have, and it won't let me see it because I'm not in my YouTube per se. I'm in my YouTube studio, and it's not letting me see the comments. Oh well, I'm not. Anyway, a couple have recommended looking for patterns at Creative Grandma, and then another couple have suggested one. And I watched Creative Grandma. You know, I don't really watch one. It's nothing against him. It's just, you know how you have your people? Okay, well, Creative Grandma I watch on occasion. And I tried to watch a couple today, but my mind wasn't in that mind. I wasn't in that right frame of mind to do that. So I didn't really get a whole lot today, but I do plan on watching more when my mind is a little bit calmer and I'm not as agitated. Now, the thing that I really I love, I made a pillow of it, And the pillow basically, I want to say it was an elemental pattern. It was a crochet along at one point, and I want to say the pattern had the name elemental in it somewhere. But you basically are doing trebles down a couple rows, 2 to 3 rows below it. And I did it in blues, ombre. And if I can think about it, if I can find that picture, I will put it up here. If not, I'm sorry. I do have the actual pillow. Actually, hold on a minute. Let me go get that pillow. Okay. So while I took the time to go get this, I did look at my computer, and it wasn't an elemental crochet along. It was an elements crochet along. And it came out, it's all in a nutshell crochet. Had the pattern, and they were doing a crochet along. But let me tell you, I made this years ago, so I don't remember. I want to say it was probably 2017, 2016, somewhere around there. But I didn't want to do the whole blanket because I only did this section. And this is as far as I liked it, because the next part of the section actually had you doing these. It would rotate the motif, and I didn't want to do all that. So I said, you know what? I can either make multiple ones of these, or I could just make this into a pillow cover. And this is one of my regular sofa pillows that I covered. So what I did is I did up until the edging of this stopped on the pattern. And I didn't finish her crochet along because this is all that I wanted. Then I took the center right here without all this extra, and I did the rest of that for the back. Is that not cool? I love this. And if I were to do this again, I might do the whole blanket just to see if I would like. Oh gosh, this has got so much Maya hair all over it. But this is my colors, y'all. This is definitely my vibe. But so it's holding up pretty good to be 9 or 10 years old, you know. I mean, it's acrylic yarn. It's Red Heart in all probability. Either Red Heart or Karen 1 pound. But I did want to show y'all that. And you know what? Oh, you know what? I think I just figured it out. Remember I said for that... Okay. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do for my next stash busting project. Yep. I think I do. And it's going to be something similar to this. I'll show y'all when I get there. All right. Now, I'm running out of steam, and I'm only halfway through my caffeine. But, I mean, it could be because it is 1 a.m. I mean, 1 a.m. Try that again. It's 1 p.m. And usually, I have always been one that loved to record in the mornings. Well, I've been off my game lately. Y'all know that. For about 2.5, almost 3 months now. So I need to get back into my rhythm. And that leads me into the thing that almost broke me, but definitely made me cry. Y'all know I made the keychains, right? And I will be getting those up on my website. And the cardigan will be going up on my website. If it hasn't already done it by the airing of this video, it will probably be during the week this week. I just need to get some photos. Christine had asked me, you know, she told me she wanted it, and I waited a week after I told her that, you know, if she wanted it, I could just send her an invoice so that I didn't, because she had asked me that when I was going to put it on my website, and I said, you know, if you want it, I can direct invoice you so that, you know, you don't risk losing it. So if I don't hear from her before I post it, it will be for sale. Now, I'm going to put the keychains up because I am very proud of those. And I did a couple more. I did some paw prints and everything. But I had not done a project bag yet. So it wasn't yesterday. I actually did not finish them till this morning. It was the day before yesterday. So Thursday. I had to walk out of my workroom because I was so upset with myself and I was so frustrated and aggravated and just, I was crying. Because something that was as natural to me as breathing, making my project bags, I was having such a hard time with it. I couldn't remember what steps I did. The sewing part was okay. Because I had my little handy dandy. Oh, I had to take it off when I was doing my... It doesn't help at the very end stage. But at the very beginning, this thing is a blessing. It's probably... even after I get full use of my left hand back, I probably will utilize this. Because this is a blessing. I did have the other ones that were sent to me. They kept moving though. I think it's because the magnet on this is so blasted big, it doesn't let this puppy move easy. And the others, if there's any force from my right hand on the fabric, which there shouldn't be, but you know, there is because I'm trying to overcompensate for the fact that my left hand wasn't wanting to play right. It was moving them. But this right here is, just such a big blessing. So anyway, I finally got into the rhythm. I walked away that day. I walked away Thursday. Couldn't do it. It was breaking my heart. So yesterday, Friday, I started back. I was like, you know what? I need to get these done. Not so much as to put them on the website, though I do, because I do need to start making money again. But I needed it for myself. I couldn't let this beat me where crochet wasn't beating me at all. And then the little bit of knitting that I've started doing hasn't beaten me. But my favorite thing to do, well, no, it's not my favorite sewing and it's not my favorite project. My favorite moneymaker. We can say that. Was I'm not going to let that stand in my way, right? So I did. And yeah, well, you know what? I'm proud of myself. I actually got it done. It's finished. And I'm going to show you. Now, I have not rolled these, so they have, you know, just, I should have rolled them beforehand. Forgive me. But I did 2 Valentine's bags. They're Valentine themed, but they don't have to be exclusively for Valentine. This right here, I love this one because it has a little bit of that glitter. Isn't that so cute? And then, of course, it's got the plain white inside. This is the one that, this was the first one, and this is the one that almost broke me. It's like my memory. I know the steps of making my bags. I could usually do them blindfolded or in my sleep. But this first bag, it was a struggle. It really was. I ended up having to rip out like the seams on 2 seams of it because I had forgotten the simple thing. After I cut it, I didn't put my interfacing on it. And you see how the bag stands up on its own, right? See? It stands up. It wouldn't do that without that interfacing. Because I was like, you know, after I sewed the 2 seams, I'm like, why is it so floppy? I couldn't understand. And I spent about 30 minutes trying to figure out what I did wrong. And then it hit me finally that I didn't iron on the interfacing yet. So I took the seams out, cut my interfacing, ironed them on, and I mean the next day, but I ironed them on and got that done. And as soon as I ironed those things on, this bag was finished. Well, this bag was almost finished. The only thing I had not done is my top stitching and my my drawstrings. Those got done today. But yesterday I finished sewing the bag together. I put the liner in it, sewed all that together, and set it to the side, and then did this one. Y'all, I'm not a huge pink person, but this might be one of my favorite bags. Now, I will tell you, I only have enough of this colorway to probably do one more bag. I have plenty of the hearts, but for the pink, the top and the bottom, I do have other pinks that will work. But this was just, I used it for some other project, so I didn't have much left. But when I pulled it out, I was like, oh, that is absolutely perfect. Because you see how some of the pink hearts are kind of tonal. So it really, really works with that. Now, these will be available on my site as of the airing of this video. And I'm in a better place getting my bags done. I do have a couple more bags that I want to make. But this told me that I can go ahead and open up my custom orders again. Y'all tell me, would you rather keep it as custom orders, or would you like, do you prefer to see me make them and then offer them for sale? Because while I don't want to have a whole lot of quantity on hand because of space, I don't mind making them and selling them then if that's what y'all prefer. Now that I know that I'm back in the groove of that, y'all just tell me what you want. The only thing I'm not back in the groove yet is the tote bags. It might take me a little bit to be able to, because I have to manhandle that thick interfacing. Unless those of you who have done the tote bags and have wanted some more tote bags, if you would rather have a thinner interfacing, I might be able to do those. But I don't know how structurally, they won't stand up on their own as well as that thick foam interfacing does. They would probably stand up like these. Actually, you know what? I could make one in the tote size with this interfacing, or even I have that interfacing that I had to order off Amazon. So that actually might be a little bit thicker than the one that I ordered off of Amazon for the keychains. Let me do that. Go ahead and tell me if you would be open for a thinner interfacing, because right now I've been making the tote bags out of that foam, that two-sided foam interfacing. Let me know if you'd like to try a different interfacing, because if you do want to try a different interfacing, I can. I'm going to try that medium weight interfacing that I bought for the keychains first. And I'll probably just do some random fabric. I won't do any of the Amazing Grace. Or Beth Ann's, because I don't want to risk yours, Beth Ann, unless you specifically say that you want it. But I don't want to say, let's do that until I test one out. Though with yours being that corduroy, on the bottom, that might actually work. And then I still have Linda with the owls and Loretta. I have not forgot about you, sweetheart. I just couldn't get it done. So, but I know you were no big, super duper big rush. I think I'm gonna try that. Now that I know I can get my bags started, we're cooking with gas. I might not be able to make as many because I am having to give myself a little bit more breaks than I usually do. Y'all, I'm ready to be back full force. I'm ready. Okay. So that's it as far as what I've gotten finished this week. But I am proud of myself. I've got the charity blankets completed. Only thing I have to do is weave in the ends. And if worse comes to worse, I can have my daughter-in-law come up here and help me. Then I have 2 bags made. Oh, yes. And now after seeing my elemental, I don't know why I'm trying to say elemental. My Elements cow pillow, that spurred another idea for the 2026 stash busting. I feel like I'm on a roll. So if you've made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. But that is all the yarn and sewing content that I have. Now, I told you, I'm getting better with this arm. All right? Every day, it seems like I'm surprising myself more and more. I'm still getting hung up on the fact that if I think too much about it, it short circuits something. And I'm going to go back to the fact that these project bags made me cry. I don't think of a concussion as a TBI, because a TBI to me, it's in the name, traumatic brain injury. Yes, I rang my bell really bad when I hit the car with my head. And I would have never thought a concussion, severe or not, would have done what it did to me. But I'm seeing other signs that kind of, I don't know. I'm not as, my cognitive and my memory, those two are sometimes lacking, and it's very frustrating. My balance still isn't 100%. In fact, Friday, when we went to the library and whatnot with my grandson, he thinks that he sees Grandma walking around. He holds Grandma's left hand, and I'm still telling him, you hold on to me, because I can't necessarily hold on to you with that hand. Because I told y'all, that baby loves to hold his grandma's hand. But anyway, he will dart one way or another, and I can't correct myself fast enough. He pretty much almost knocked me over 3 or 4 times. Not his body knocking my body over, but his actions put me off kilter to where I stumbled and nearly fell. And finally his mom said, buddy, if you don't stop, you're gonna have to let go of Grandma's hand. You can't be pulling her and doing this and getting in her way. And you know, I'm like, thank you, because I did not want to fall and bust my butt. But we ended up going to the library and then played at the library's park. We ended up going to Walmart, which, whew, yeah, wasn't as bad as it could have been. She didn't want to go, and I can drive now, so I told her, I was like, you know, it's okay. If you don't want to go, I'll just come back another day. And she's like, well, I don't want to make you do that. I said, okay, if you don't want to go in. And Brantley automatically said, no, I don't want to go in. I said, that's fine. Y'all can sit in the car. I'll run in. I just need to grab a couple things because it is supposed to be getting cold starting tomorrow, which is Sunday the 11th. And I'm talking like 20 some odd degrees overnight. Tonight is supposed to be the highest. I think we're 61 overnight. So literally from one night to the next, 40-degree drop. But I wanted to get some stuff for some soups that I've been wanting to try. I want a chicken tortilla soup, and then I want a I make Tuscan chicken in my Instant Pot, but there's a soup version that I want to try too, because sometimes I don't want all that pasta. I just want like a creamy, soupy thing. And I also want, if y'all have a good potato soup recipe, I want to try potato soup. And has anybody ever had potato soup with some bacon crumbles? Oh, that just sounds so heavenly. It's not going to do anything good for my waistline, but it does sound good. So anyway, I'm getting so much better. But then I'll have these episodes to where I even told my son earlier today when I was asking him how he wanted me to send the files for the video that I'm telling y'all, that this new challenge that I've got. I told him I tried DaVinci and I was getting pretty daggone good at working that software. I got so frustrated and aggravated because I couldn't remember how to do it. So it's like, I'm trying to give myself grace. I'm trying to be patient with myself. But a lot of the times it's not working. I don't know. I mean, I'm using the thing. You know, I'm using it, see? But this is where I was saying, when I try to think, if you're new here, it's when I try to think and you're still here, which I seriously doubt. Most of the new people, I don't know. Though I have been seeing some new subscribers come in. But anyway, if you're new here and you are still here, when I think about something, my brain is trying to rework a different pathway to tell my arm what to do. Now, if I try on muscle memory, it works great, but when I try to tell it what to do, it's still trying to find avenues into that. Not all avenues are blocked, because there are times to where I can tell it, or I can think about what I want to do. And as long as I'm not sitting there looking at it, looking at my hand, telling it, okay, I want to do this, this, and this. It's not listening. So if I say, okay, I have 3 double crochets coming up, then a treble that 1 row below. I think that. I don't look at my hand, and it does it. So I am getting so much better. And like I said, every day it brings on new things that I'm able to do. And I'm so excited because, y'all, I'm so ready to be back to normal. And I may never be 100% normal again. And I know that. And that's okay. I have lived my life being knocked down by my body. I have spent a couple years in a wheelchair and was told, you know, by doctors they couldn't believe I could walk to begin with. Well, I'm walking again. I was riding horses. I was doing all these things. So I can circumvent my body. I can get my body out of my way. I just have to find new ways of doing things. So, on that positive note, I'm going to get off of here because it is hot in here. I think our high today was going to be 75, 76. So it's kind of hot in here without the AC. I have a couple things that I've gotten from back before Thanksgiving. But I didn't have any purpose to use them yet, so I didn't show them. But I got a couple things from Michael's and I got a couple things from Walmart. I may go ahead and film that video this afternoon after I cut the AC on for a little while. And that'll give me time to get all these videos up for my son to upload, because I hate with him working night shift right now, I hate bothering him to edit these videos. But we're going to go with that. And if you see me in the same outfit in another video, that's probably why. Because I probably ended up coming back in here this afternoon and filming the other video. But anyway, for this video, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Y'all don't understand the time that I know it takes you to watch these long videos. And I appreciate the time you do spend with me. So thank you for being here. And today I hope you find some kind of joy, whether it's the teeny tiniest little bit. Grab it, hold on to it, and appreciate the fact that you found it. Okay? I will see y'all in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.